Fox 29 News now. Severe weather rocks the region all night long. Fox 29 team coverage with everything you need to know on these dangerous storms.
Trying to catch a killer, police with new angles and exclusive new insight into a mother's Center City murder.
A little boy hailed a miracle child after being shot twice and left to die. Tonight, he tells his story only on Fox 29.
Out of the frying pan into the restaurant business. A chef dishes the dirt about what really goes on behind kitchen doors.
A big night of news.
Plus a whole new look.
Fox 29 News starts now.
This is Fox 29, 10 o'clock news.
Severe storms sweep into our area and hang around for hours. This video out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where there's been waves of rain and heavy floods. And we are not out of the woods yet, folks.
It all comes on the heels of a stifling hot day. Temperatures climbing to the hottest so far this year. From steamy to stormy, big picture weather is tonight's big story. Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn Stensland.
And I'm Dave Huddleston. We have Fox 29 team coverage of the fast-moving, violent thunderstorm. Let's get right out to Rob Garino with an early look at big picture weather. Hey, Rob.
Yeah, so far there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is that the severe thunderstorm watch has now been canceled for the rest of the evening. The bad news is, as you look right here, we have a flood warning, and this will go till 10:30, and that's in Lancaster County, where you received up to 4 inches of rain today. Now we'll move ahead, and again, as mentioned, it's expired now, so things are starting to wind down. Here's how it looked early today. We did have a line of thunderstorms roll through. Lancaster hard hit. There was a possibility of a tornado in Lancaster County, not been confirmed. Again, that continued to move through in the lower part of the county. Then everything pushed east into our region, and that's when we really got hard hit with hundreds of lightning strikes. And right now we're watching that line move through. You folks along the Jersey Shore are getting those thunderstorms, but no reports of severe weather at this hour, so that's good news. More heat is on the way, and is there more severe weather? I'll have the latest information coming up later on. That's big picture weather. All
right, we'll see you in a few, Rob. One of the areas getting hardest hit is Montgomery County. Fox 29's Claudia Gomez continues our live team coverage. Claudia?
Well, Dave, we're actually here in Center City now. The lightning was so bad out in Montgomery County, we could not raise our mast in our live truck. That's what brought us back here. Even in Center City, though, the rain is letting up, but the lightning strikes keep coming. Just about a minute ago, we saw one. In Montgomery County, it was an incredibly busy night for emergency crews. They had to respond to house fires, car accidents, and localized flooding. And as the lightning kept coming, the problems kept coming. Take a look at some video we shot just about 45 minutes ago. This again in Montgomery County. Firefighters in Lower Providence Township struggled to get control of this fire in a townhouse. A fire believed to have been started by a lightning strike. These kinds of calls kept coming in all night long, and this is why. We had no trouble capturing a lot of those lightning strikes on camera this evening. The problem started shortly after the lightning did, about 7:30 tonight. The sky grew dark, and as the storm moved in over King of Prussia, it brought heavy rain, those lightning strikes, and strong winds. Driving, of course, became much more treacherous, and we heard about a lot of those calls as well. A lot of car accidents and localized flooding on the roadways. Again, we left Montgomery County just about a half hour ago, and the lightning was still continuing. Back here live in Center City, it does appear, as Rob was saying, that the storm is moving out, but still some lightning strikes up ahead. That is the latest from Center City. Reporting live, Claudia Gomez, Fox 29 News.
All right, better to be safe. Thanks a lot, Claudia. Roads are also being affected by the storm. Route 130 is under heavy delays near Admiral Wilson Boulevard. There are big problems there on Admiral Wilson Boulevard. As you can see, there's flooding on some other major highways, including Interstate 95 at the Broad Street off-ramp. There's flooding in both directions. The ramp to 95 off of the Vine Street Expressway is closed. West River Drive between Sweetbriar Drive and Falls Bridge is also closed. We have power outages. PECO reports 25,000 homes without power, the majority in the Montgomery and Chester County area. In New Jersey, PSE&G is reporting about 1,700 customers in the dark, mostly in Gloucester and Camden County. In Yeadon, Delaware County, about 60% of the borough is out of power. In Newcastle County, Delaware, 3,000 homes are in the dark.
A Mount Holly woman dies on her morning walk, the victim of a hit and run. It happened around 6:15 on Jacksonville Road near Rancocas Regional Valley High School. Now, police say a passerby saw the victim lying injured on the sidewalk. She died later. Officers are looking for that driver of a white suburban SUV. SWAT teams descended on a block in Philadelphia's Feltonville section this afternoon. after a report of somebody screaming at a home on the 100 block of East Roosevelt Boulevard. SWAT teams searched the rooftops of 4 different homes looking for a barricaded man, but they never found anybody and just called off their search.
There is new videotape and a new sketch tonight of the killer who gunned down a mother in Center City 3 weeks ago. Someone shot to death Patricia McDermott on her way to work. Fox 29's Dave Stratweiser with exclusive new details on the investigation.
It's another look at the killer in action as he makes his escape seconds after gunning down Patricia McDermott in Center City.
I hope that somebody that knows that guy, it'll be distinctive enough for somebody who knows them to give us a call.
This new surveillance tape shows the gunman from many angles as he approaches McDermott the morning of the murder near 9th and Market. The victim was on her way to work when the killer shot her in the head, seconds after she stepped off a bus. Police have no suspects and no motive.
As far as the investigation itself, there's really nothing new to release.
There's also a new sketch of the killer. A witness helped investigators improve on an earlier sketch. Police say the gunman ran east on Market Street to 6th Street, then south to the area near 6th and Chestnut. He may have used a cab to make his escape.
We're hoping that somebody who sees these composites might be able to remember picking this guy up that morning.
Sources tell Fox 29 News that McDermott's husband came here to police headquarters 10 days ago and took a lie detector test. Those same sources say he failed that test. Investigators say they're not surprised by those results, given George Amerhanoff's history of petty crimes and grief over McDermott's murder. Police experts agree polygraph tests are hard to interpret.
It's only as good as an investigator's aid, and the investigators got to take it from there.
In an off-camera statement, Amerhanoff said, "I pray each day they catch this guy. I hope they get him off the street." The reward, meanwhile, in this case was increased to $40,000. In Center City, Dave Stratweiser, Fox 29 News.
Police are asking businesses in the area of 6th and Chestnut to turn over surveillance tapes from May 17th. That's the day of the murder.
And we are also learning new details tonight about the murder of a recent St. Joe's graduate. Prosecutors say a huge fight with her boyfriend sparked that killing. Police say 28-year-old Brian Landau admits he stabbed Kristen Mitchell to death during an argument inside her apartment in Conshohocken. Landau told police Mitchell stabbed him first. Prosecutors say Mitchell's death was a brutal one.
Over the weekend, Dr. Ian Hood conducted an autopsy and found over 50 wounds to Miss Mitchell's body in various places. There were slash wounds, stab wounds, lacerations, defensive wounds on both of her hands and arms.
Landau also suffered several stab wounds, but prosecutors say they think most of those are self-inflicted. He faces first-degree murder charges. Well, we're now able to bring you more on the storms tonight. The sudden rains and floods are putting people in danger. Let's get to Fox 29's Joyce Evans live in Yedenborough. Joyce, how is it there?
Well, Dawn, we have a situation here at Manicare. It is on the 600 block of Wycombe near Bailey. And what you're seeing now is firefighters call here because all power is out in this 200-bed, almost 200-bed nursing home. And there are patients inside who need equipment, breathing equipment and other kinds of apparatus to help them live. And what firefighters are doing right now is hooking up generators. What happened is about a half hour or so ago, all power went out inside. All blackness. The generator came up, according to a family member who came out just a moment ago and told us, and the generator worked for just a few minutes, and then the generator went down, and then came all of the emergency officials out here to help. We have emergency crews from the police, fire department. We have paramedics on the scene in case someone needs help desperately, and they are monitoring the situation. More and more crews are showing up. And as we said earlier, about 60% of the borough, that's thousands and thousands of people, are without power right now. And right here we've got almost 200 beds. We don't know how many people are actually occupying those beds. And it's a little bit of a tense situation, but so far we're told inside most people are remaining calm because it was bedtime at the time that the lights went out. In Yeadon, Joyce Evans, Fox 29 News.
Last time I checked, it was right here.
A young survivor pointed the bullet he took outside of school. Only on Fox, He talks about the shooting, the gunman, and why his life will never be the same.
The candidates, the issues, and the crucial vote that will put one of them on top, the Garden State's race for governor.
The Phillies and the city pay tribute to our veterans at the site where Veterans Stadium once stood.
Lipstick, blush, concealer, all loaded with chemicals, causing bad reactions, birth defects, cancer. You know what you're putting on your face? Fox 29 News tomorrow at 10.
These moms traded families. Now they meet in a shocking conclusion.
She ripped my family to shreds.
Trading spouses. Meet your new mommy.
Tuesday at 8 on Fox 29.
It's
Only on Fox, the 7-year-old boy shot in the head outside his elementary school talks. No one thought Duran Parks would survive after he was caught in the crossfire of a drug dispute. But tonight, Duran and his mom talk exclusively to our Tom Burlington. Tom.
One look at Duran and you're going to see why doctors call him a miracle child. What happened to him left us horrified and praying for his recovery. Now Duran and his mother Marcia are in protective custody, in part because of their resolve to see the men charged with shooting Duran go to prison.
I want them to go to jail.
It's a simple request from a little boy, a second grader cut down by bullets outside Elwood Elementary School. On April 27th, detectives say 2 men here to settle a drug dispute fired repeatedly at Duran's stepfather.
If I could get a chance, that's what I'd ask them. Why didn't you see that little boy?
The boy took a bullet to the head, one in the back, and collapsed next to his book bag.
I want them to pay for what they did to my son.
Duran and his mother Marcia are in protective custody. Marcia says associates of accused triggerman Dwight McKnight, known as Fox, have threatened her and offered cash.
Friends of Fox said that I should just take some money and not follow up with a court case. Oh, Lord, it disgusts me. I could never take a penny from them. I'd rather be hungry than take $1 from them. Never.
That's in part because Duran will have a bullet in his head for the rest of his life.
This is where it came in.
Where is it now?
I don't know. Last time I checked, it was right here.
Duran used to be able to feel the bullet. Doctors said it was too risky to remove it. And now Duran has to take it easy on the playground, which is tough for a 7-year-old who loves sports.
I had to see a neurologist where I get to play again and get permission that I could play sports.
Duran carries a large scar from surgery to remove bullet and bone fragments. After a month in the hospital, he rarely talks about the shooting, except to make certain his mother will be in court to help the prosecution.
My son said, Mom, promise me you're going to be there. And I said, yes, I am.
McKnight and the man accused of driving the getaway car, Mark Donaldson, make their first court appearances soon.
These people, they're not human. They're even animals wouldn't do this. They're demons.
I want them to go to jail.
Duran's mom says he won't be seeing that neurologist anytime soon because she had been threatened. She quit her job and now has no insurance. And if you're wondering, Marcia approved our showing Duran's face because so many people had already seen his picture in the days after the shooting. Tom Burlington, Fox 29 News.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Tom. A retired New Jersey police officer suffers a heart attack while driving, causing him to go out of control. 58-year-old Thomas Blong crashed into 2 garages along New Brooklyn Road in Williamstown. He died later at the hospital. Blong retired from the state police department 3 years ago. While on the force, he did background checks. Skyfox over the eastbound on-ramp to the Walt Whitman Bridge. A truck filled with trash flipped over, spilling all over the ground. Look at that. It happened during the morning rush. You know that caused problems. Traffic was delayed while the trash was cleaned up.
New Jersey voters go to the polls tomorrow to help determine who will be the state's next governor. Among 3 Democrats, Senator John Corzine is the overwhelming favorite. In the Republican primary, Doug Forrester leads Brett Schundler in a field of 7. Fox 29's Bruce Gordon says the GOP race seems to have tightened in the final days.
I need your help tomorrow. Republican businessman Doug Forrester spent part of his final day on the campaign trail stumping for votes at a retirement village in Monmouth County. Forrester sounded cautiously optimistic.
I believe we'll be successful. I need all the Republicans to stand behind me.
But a new poll shows Forrester's lead over former Jersey City Mayor Brett Schundler has shrunk from 11 percentage points on June 1st, 40% to 29%, to just 2 points, 35-33 on election eve. Forrester spent this day, as he has spent most days since the campaign began, promising to end political corruption and lower the state's notoriously high property taxes.
We've got to straighten up the state finances. I know how to do that. I was assistant state treasurer when Tom Kean was governor. I know how government works.
Forrester has spent an estimated $8 million of his own money to blanket the airwaves with a tax on Brett Schundler.
As mayor, Schundler was one of the biggest abusers of pay-to-play in the entire state.
Schundler has reached mass audiences mostly through televised debates, during which he has pitched his own plan to cut property taxes.
I have state constitutional amendments that have Democrat as well as Republican co-sponsors that would force state politicians to send a fair share of your tax money back to your local public schools and municipal government to lower your property taxes.
Schundler has also bought time to rail against corruption.
Let's stand up and tell the greedy politicians we're not going to take it anymore.
Whoever wins the GOP primary becomes the automatic underdog in the race against Democrat John Corzine. Polls show the incumbent U.S. Senator with a sizable lead over Forrester and Schundler. But Corzine insists he expects and wants a competitive race.
And the public ought to come away with a confidence after an interviewing process that that individual will be a good leader for our state.
Corzine notes that 2 of the past 3 elected New Jersey governors were Republicans. That's true. It's also true that both Schundler and Forrester lost their last statewide races, Schundler for governor, Forrester for senator, by wide margins. I'm Bruce Gordon, Fox 29 News.
The polls in New Jersey open 6 o'clock bright and early tomorrow morning, and they close at 8 p.m. Of course, full coverage of all the results tomorrow right here on the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Radnor neighbors say, not in my backyard. They are up in arms about a plan to build a $47 million school. Township planners met tonight and decided the plan will move forward. The school will be built at Luella and Windermere Avenues. Opponents say it's like building a big store in their backyards. They say it's too expensive. There's too much traffic there already. The plan now goes to the Board of Commissioners for final approval June 20th.
Well, for 33 years, both the Philadelphia Eagles and the Phils called Veterans Stadium home.
The vet may be gone, but today the Phillies and the city made sure the message of the Veterans Stadium will never be forgotten. Don Tollefson joins us here with more.
Dawn and Dave, it has been 14 and a half months since the implosion of Veterans Stadium, but for all of us who love the vet for so many reasons, today at the corner of Broad and Patterson was once again very, very special.
Center fielder Gary Maddox.
Gary Maddox proudly wore a Phillies uniform, but today was a day to talk about a far more important uniform he once wore, that of an American soldier.
Every uniform provides some sort of help to other individuals, and then together we make up a great nation. And I feel it's the obligation of everyone in this country to try and make it better.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, the unveiling.
On the 61st anniversary of D-Day, Gary joined Phillies officials, city officials, and military heroes for the unveiling of a stunningly beautiful memorial where Veterans Stadium once stood.
We know, as a veteran community, that the Phillies get it. They invite veterans all the time to do honor guard ceremonies, so we appreciate what the Phillies do for the veteran community.
For those who love their sports, today was a chance to acknowledge those who give us the chance to enjoy sports, and more importantly, rights and freedoms.
It's called Veteran Stadium. People got used to it. People need to understand as they walk past here that we have a couple 100,000 soldiers right now in harm's way. Millions have served. Today, on D-Day, 10,000 died to give us the ability to vote, to live in a free society.
An Army hero, a Bronze Star recipient, puts it all in perspective. I'm Don Tollefson, Fox 29 News.
Fox 29 News is just getting started. Coming up next.
A frail defendant on the mend as a jury decides what Michael Jackson's future holds.
Life mirrors art, and an Oscar winner actor goes behind bars.
If you can't take the heat, don't become a chef. A local creator talks about the dishes, the drama, and staying calm under pressure.
The home of comedy. 4 funny shows, one place. Weeknights at 6 on Fox 29.
can Dr. House find the key to unlock a patient's mind?
Get out of my head!
House.
Tuesday at 9 on Fox 29.
This Fox 29 program brought to you by WACHOVIA, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for the 4th straight year.
WACHOVIA has almost as many different mortgages as there are houses. You find the right house, and our mortgage specialist will help you find the right mortgage. Talk to us. WACHOVIA.
We've given it the longest wheelbase in its class, unsurpassed rear headroom, and a multimedia entertainment system, all of which begs the question, can you resist? Introducing the all-new long wheelbase Jaguar XJ. Visit your New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware area Jaguar dealer.
My mom had breast cancer and got really sick. But she's a lot better now. She decided to go on this big walk to help raise money.
Changing lives. The Breast Cancer 3-Day. Reserve your place today. You can make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Call 800-996-3DAY or visit the3day.org.
I'm glad my mom is here to walk.
I just got Verizon DSL service instead of cable.
And I'm so glad I did. It's $29.95 a month for Verizon.
They doubled the speed, and the price stayed the same.
Verizon DSL is so fast, it's like lightning.
The DSL thing has got me flying.
Verizon Online DSL is twice as fast as before, and it includes all the great features of MSN Premium, something you don't get with Comcast. It's still just $29.95 a month when you sign up for 1 year.
I had a lot of choices,
but I went with Verizon DSL.
King, the guillotine is gonna squeeze your ugly little head till it pops like a cherry tomato. You know why? Why? Because you're ugly. You're so ugly, and if ugliness were bricks, you'd be the Great Wall of China. Whoa. But don't be a little crybaby. But the guillotine brings you good news. What's that? I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Free checking. Free check card with rewards points. Free online banking with bill pay. We started with free and kept piling on. WACHOVIA Extra Free Checking. Open yours today.
A Fox 29 exclusive tonight. An accused double murderer is expected to plead guilty to both crimes. Law enforcement sources say 34-year-old Anthony Rodeski will plead guilty to the murders of Maple Shade motel owner Rajit Mattel and Maple Shade businessman James Mitko. That's expected to happen tomorrow in Camden County. Again, exclusive information coming into Fox 29. Sources say Rodeski was working as an undercover informant for the New Jersey State Police when he committed the murders.
1 day of deliberations, one jury question to the judge, one Jackson at the courthouse, but it wasn't Michael. Fox's Anita Vogel is live in Santa Maria with the goings-on at the Michael Jackson child molestation trial. Anita.
Well, hi, Dawn. Tensions are running high both inside and outside the Santa Maria courthouse as a panel of 12 weighs whether mega celebrity Michael Jackson is innocent or guilty of child molestation. After the first full day of deliberations, the jury weighing the fate of Michael Jackson did not yet have an answer, leaving legal analysts monitoring the trial to wonder which way the panel was leaning.
There is a real chance that this jury does hang in the end. I mean, just polling people around here, people have very strongly different opinions about the case. There's a good argument for not guilty, reasonable doubt. On the other hand, the evidence of prior bad acts by Jackson is so strong that I think some jurors could have a hard time actually acquitting Michael Jackson.
And while this jury has a lot on its plate, a 10-count indictment along with 3.5 months of testimony and more than 600 pieces of evidence to consider, other trial observers insist the main question before the panel is simple. Did Michael Jackson molest a 13-year-old boy or not?
It's not a complicated case with forensic evidence and DNA and a lot of experts. It's a he said, that being the accuser, and he said, that being Michael Jackson. Even though he did not testify under oath, We saw the videos.
Outside the courthouse Monday was a constant stream of activity. Fans from around the world chanted Michael Jackson is innocent. And there were a number of surprise appearances by Joe Jackson, who was immediately swamped by throngs of media, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who told reporters that while the pop superstar is in biblical pain, he has faith in the justice system.
He is convinced that the jury will be responsible. He has faith in the jury, and that if reasonable doubt is the standard, he'll be acquitted.
And the jury will be back here again tomorrow morning at the courthouse at 8:30 sharp to resume deliberations. Live in Santa Maria, California, I'm Anita Vogel, Fox 29 News.
All right, thanks, Anita. What's up with Russell Crowe? Oscar-winning actor and assault suspect. Police arrested Crowe in New York. He's accused of hitting a hotel clerk in the face with a phone. Crowe's lawyer says his client was fed up with the faulty phone in his room, so he tried to return it. They argued, and Crowe says he threw the phone against the wall. If convicted, he faces 7 years in prison.
Excuse me.
Saw it on, quote, Hell's Kitchen. Chef Ramsay's got the talent, even if he doesn't have the tact. The cutthroat culinary world here, coming up.
Feels like summer out there. The question is, how long does it last? And the latest look at Doppler radar coming up.
The evil that scarred her as a child.
Those 10-year-old girls have been snatched. They don't make it home.
Now gives you insight into the FBI's most heinous crimes.
This girl has a gift, forged in pain.
The summer's biggest thriller isn't in theaters.
You want them to suffer.
It's on Fox. Discretion advised. The Inside.
Wednesday at 9 on Fox 29.
Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
Our family is accustomed to living quite comfortably. In fact, we have private chefs, a family chauffeur, personal hairdressers. There. Not to mention the luxury of a soft, cushy diaper.
Now Love's has the softness of those pricey diapers without the expense. It's got cloth-like tabs, plus cottony fabric that feels cashmere soft.
I almost forgot. We also have a groundskeeper. I know. We're spoiled.
Feel the Loves.
At Yellow Book, we looked at a lot of ideas to help you remember our name. We looked at blimps, a Yellow Book stadium. Sports marketing was a very appealing way to say Yellow Book has a lot of new fans. We even considered a line of Yellow Book clothing. Now that we're coast to coast, we've seen some pretty wild ideas. Some a little far out there. But at the end of the day, we think our book speaks for itself. So remember, yellowbook.com and Yellow Book, not the other book, 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
This Fox 29 program brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer.
The international search for a missing Alabama girl tops the Fox News desk tonight. The government of Aruba is asking the people of their island nation to look for the missing teenager. 18-year-old Natalie Holloway vanished a week ago during a graduation trip with her classmates. The mystery took on an ominous turn when police arrested 2 men, but there's no word on what charges those men face. A Utah man who admits killing his wife as she slept is sentenced to 6 years to life behind bars. This is so sad. Mark Hacking says he's tortured by what he did, but he says he just can't explain his actions. Hacking told the judge that his wife Lori did nothing but love him unconditionally and was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. The Supreme Court just says no to medical marijuana. 10 states allow patients to smoke pot, but the justices ruled those laws don't protect users from federal prosecution. The court's decision gives Congress a chance to clarify laws regarding the use of medical marijuana. Critics say there's no proof that pot has any benefits. It's down to 5 cities in the running to host the 2012 Summer Olympics. New York, Madrid, Moscow, Paris, and London are contenders. However, a New York State board rejected plans for a $2 billion stadium, jeopardizing New York's hopes of hosting those games. Paris is the front runner, and that's a look at what's going on tonight from the Fox News desk.
Well, anyone who has ever worked in the restaurant knows it can get hot in the kitchen, and we're not just talking about the temperature. Christian Farr has a look at what it really takes to be one of Philadelphia's top chefs.
$31. How you looking on a crab cake app, dumpling, pecan chicken? It is very long hours. I mean, you better love what you do, because if you don't, you're going to be absolutely miserable.
Chef Jim Coleman has been searing, sautéing, and barking out orders for more than 20 years now. He runs his own restaurant, Coleman, in Bluebell, Montgomery County.
The trout, veg pasta, no mush, pick up, please.
He says it takes persistence and patience to really make it in this line of work.
You work every weekend, so if you're a young guy, I always say, while your friends are out partying, you're going to be working. So every Saturday night, every holiday, Mother's Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, you're going to be working. So you better be prepared for that. It's a tough business, and you got to be thick-skinned.
And able to handle the heat in the kitchen. Coleman admits there is a definite pecking order.
You have to treat everybody a little differently. Some people need a pat on the back, and some people need a kick in the rear end.
What do you think of that? So it's a little so. There you go, No, you apologize. Don't do it again, okay?
Coleman says there are a lot of screamers out there, like Hell's Kitchen host Gordon Ramsay.
What is that? Come on.
But Coleman says it takes a lot for him to boil over.
I can get loud, and but I don't do it very often. You know, I mean, it's because when I do it, you won't forget. If you flip out over the littlest thing, then you're going to be flipping out every day. Snapper.
Everyday stamina is also a key ingredient.
It's 90% perspiration and 10% artistry. I mean, so at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's working with your hands, being on your feet, it's physical work.
And then there are the customers.
There's no limitation to what people can, complain about. And it's a business of problems. I mean, something's going to go wrong every day. An oven will go out, the burners will go out, the dishwashers won't show up. I mean, something's going to happen.
But the uncertainty of what comes next is also what makes this line of work so exciting.
It doesn't matter what's going on in your personal life. You're not thinking about anything but you're focusing on those next 5 tickets and getting that food out of the window. And so it's an escapism a little bit.
Chef Coleman recommends going to culinary school if you're serious about this career. He says it's important to learn from someone who can teach you the trade. And he says forget about making a whole lot of money when you first start out. Christian Farr, Fox 29 News.
Okay, we want to get back to our top story, the bad storms out there. PECO says it's working as quickly as they can to restore power after 85% of homes in Yeadon lose power. We want to go back to Fox 29's Joyce Evans, who's live at a nursing home in Yeadon. How are folks there, Joyce?
Getting better, Dawn. Things are getting better here at Manicare, where they have almost 200 beds. As you can see, take a look, all of these emergency equipment. Some of them are beginning to leave now because the situation is under control. From Lansdowne, Darby Fire, East Lansdowne, equipment from everywhere came here because it is a nursing home and there's equipment inside that people need. They need breathing equipment. Let's take a look over now at the situation where it's much calmer than it was earlier tonight, where it was a very tense situation. The lights went out and there was no power in the nursing home. Now families are feeling a little bit easier. Take a listen.
Generator came on for about 10 minutes and then it went off.
What they're doing right now is they're trying to establish lighting throughout the building so that we can maneuver through the building very safely and make sure that everybody is comfortable and nobody's panicking.
They're doing okay now. Everybody's just walking around trying to keep everybody calm right now.
And we're joined now by Yeadon's Fire Chief Craig Jeffries, and you have an update just coming in on what the situation at the nursing home is. The lights are on.
Yes, the lights were able to be, PECO worked very, very well to get the lights back on in a timely manner for us.
Just got word that all the patients are accounted for, all the patients are doing well. Nobody's going to be needed to be transported to the hospital.
All right, thank you so much. A lot of activity out here tonight, and now we're just told that 40%, they're down to 40% without power, so half of the people who were off tonight are back on. We're live from Yaden. Joyce Evans, Fox 29 News.
Thanks for the update, Joyce. Of course, Rob Greeno up in minutes with weather. Sluggish students, early classes, the combination that can mean trouble for your kids' grades in Health Talk.
He wowed the nation with his amazing singing and his rockin' pipes. Now our local Idol finalist is back and going out on the town with Jen Fred.
He said to me, I know you want to have sex more than you've ever wanted to have sex before.
He called himself Pastor, the fall of the king, on the next A Current Affair.
Tonight at 11 on Fox 29.
Hey, guys.
Just a heads up, we're minutes away from an update on these dangerous storms from our Rob Greeno. He's working it in the Weather Center. We're going to move on to Health Talk right now. Early to bed, early to rise. You know the saying, it makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Well, maybe not so much, according to a study out of Chicago. Dr. Brian McDonough is here with more in Health Talk.
Well, more people are getting power, more teens are going to see this, and they're going to be happy, because if you're a teenager, you're going to love this one. You know how the trend has been to have high schoolers start the day with early classes? Well, it might be a big mistake. The reason? The students are too tired. High school students were tested to see how their reaction time varied throughout the day. The teens fared significantly worse early in the morning than the rest of the day. Now, in other health news, the Centers for Disease Control issued a controversial report in April saying obesity may not be the serious health risk we've been taught to think it is. Now they're going to great lengths to say they were wrong. Top CDC officials have done a 180 and stressed that obesity increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, and certain forms of cancer. They apologize for the misinformation. And finally tonight, a report in the journal Nature finds a vaccine has been developed against Ebola virus that works in monkeys. The Ebola virus kills 90% of people it infects. It's been a problem in the African country of Uganda. Now, it will be 2 years until the vaccine is tested in humans. Ebola is one of the new generation of viruses that are extremely aggressive. We definitely need a weapon against it. If you think about it, they've done a lot of great research with viruses, but there's new ones all the time, and as we're a world society, more and more chance for spread.
Yeah. Wow, scary. Thanks,
Sure.
Dr. Brian.
A lot more here on the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. He beat out tens of thousands for a shot at Idol stardom, but he's never had a Philly cheesesteak? What's his problem? Out on the town with AFAD next.
And thunderstorms continue to roll through the region, and if you thought it was hot today, wait till you see tomorrow. The forecast just minutes away.
This Fox 29 program brought to you by Cotman Transmission. Visit us for your free TransCheck 21 Plus inspection.
I hear you Cotman guys are the transmission experts.
97% customer satisfaction rating.
You fast?
We're fast.
Less expensive?
Way less.
Why shouldn't I get it fixed at a car dealer?
Because we're better, faster, and less expensive.
Good point.
Cotman Transmission, America's transmission specialists.
See Cotman for a free TransCheck 21 Plus inspection, including a free computer scan of your vehicle and $85 value.
Buddy, you got some stuff right here.
Why do so many people choose Giant?
Because of the convenient things you can do while you shop. Like banking, get lunch, and pick up flowers for Mom. But at Giant, convenience also means more variety, more top brands, more organic choices, and more ways to save. Quality, selection, savings every day.
All in one place, all at Giant.
What do you think? Roses or carnations?
At Lexus, we developed an air purification system that uses ultraviolet technology and micron filters to help eliminate any odors and airborne irritants from the cabin, even pollen. Because we don't want anything, no matter how small, to spoil your drive.
What is the color of innocence? What is the color of bravado? What is the color of passion? What is the color of defiance? Life is color, and nothing captures it like the new Panasonic HD TV, America's best-selling plasma brand. Panasonic, ideas for life.
This Fox 29 program brought to you by Hyundai. Hyundai has America's best warranty.
Hyundai has 2 award-winning SUVs, including the all-new Hyundai Tucson, named Best New Small SUV by Kiplinger's, with 6 standard airbags. And the Hyundai Santa Fe, winner of Strategic Vision's Total Value Award, featuring V6 power standard. Both have spacious interiors and quality backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So get your award-winning SUV starting at just $17,849, only at Hyundai. Get a 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe with up to $3,500 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
It's been a while since we heard that music.
Yeah, absolutely.
He may have made it big on American Idol, but can you believe it? Anthony Fedorov has never had a cheesesteak from Philadelphia.
That explains why he's so skinny, right? It's true. We wanted to show him a bit of the high life, but instead we might have ended up punishing him for all of his success. You see, we sent him on the road with Fox 29's Jennifer Frederick, and they had quite a day.
Do you know how to order them?
I guess you come up to the counter and you say, "How you doing? Can I get a cheesesteak?"
No, that's not how you do it at all.
Yeah, Philly's Idol has never ordered a steak inside the city limits. We took him to Pat's.
Whiz without mushroom.
Mushroom whiz without. Say it again.
I messed you up.
See, it was
That's
your
me.
fault.
That's me.
Mushroom whiz without.
Mushroom whiz without.
Correct.
2 steaks later, he was ready to roll.
Oh my God.
The day started early for Anthony Fedorov. He stopped by the Good Day Studios to sing and learn how to throw paper softballs at Sue. Then he was off to see his old high school principal. Did he ever give you detention?
No, he actually just helped me out a lot. He really did.
Are you ever going to say anything kind of mean about anyone?
No, because I haven't met too many people in my life that did bad things to me.
My man!
I love what you've done with your hair.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for helping me out with my attendance when I was...
Oh, yeah, that's good. That story, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I still remember that talk we had.
Yes.
He met kids who admired him for every type of reason. This girl had the same type of operation he had. And then it was time to take on the cafeteria.
I think I was freaking out more than they were, like, except I didn't show it on the outside, and it was like, I was mesmerized by all the reactions, and just like, it was really nice though. It was nice to meet the kids, the people who got me up to this point. I'm speechless right now. There's just too many good things going on inside my head.
Anthony and his Idol friends will stop by the WACHOVIA Center July 24th. He's thrilled to be home, happy to finally meet some of the thousands of people who supported him. I'm Jennifer Frederick, Fox 29 News.
We're proud of Anthony. We're proud of our new studio.
Yeah.
Fabulous new weather desk here.
Desk, pod, what are we going to call it, right?
I don't know. We got to name things. Studio 29.
The new
exciting.
digs. Welcome over to the new digs.
Yeah,
and things
absolutely.
are calming down.
Thank
which
goodness.
Is good news. Yeah.
We still have 40%. We just got an update from Joyce Evans. 40% of people still without power in Delaware County.
PECO's been great, though. They're going to do a great job getting that back on. And we're talking about heat and humidity again tomorrow, and we'll talk about if there's any thunderstorms. How about 89 degrees today? Just shy of the 90-degree mark. So, again, officially we have not hit 90 degrees this year. 67 was your low temperature, the record high 100 degrees. Now we'll see what's going on as far as the numbers across the area, and we're pretty warm out there. If we can put this in motion, there we go. Sometimes you have that problem with the new stuff. 69 degrees in Trenton, 69 Northeast Philly, 67 Allentown. 60s here tonight, a lot of humidity, so the temperatures are not going to drop off a whole lot. So yes, the air conditioner is going, and hopefully have the power back on, and yes, we'll have the fans going overnight tonight as we are expecting another warm day for tomorrow. Now, lightning strikes here. This was earlier this afternoon through Lancaster County and up towards Montgomery and Bucks County. And as we went through the day, you just saw numerous lightning strikes pushing through the area, hundreds, if not even over 1,000 lightning strikes. And that's why we had a lot of power outages through the area. The good news here is, look, everything has just dropped off. You see everything in red was about 30 minutes ago. Just a few more strikes now along the Jersey Shore, but everything is now hanging and moving out to sea, so that's good news overnight tonight as far as the thunderstorm activity and the lightning strikes. Here's the radar again. There are the showers earlier today. And watch what happens right here. This is called a bow echo. And in the weather world, this means severe weather. Whenever you get thunderstorms to pop out like this, you get a lot of gusty winds and hail and down power lines and trees. And that's what we had through Chester County, Delaware, and even parts of Newcastle County. And then it quickly pushed off here. And right now, again, there's the heaviest storm just making its way off east of LBI. And we say goodbye to the storms overnight tonight. Maybe a light shower, but things, again, are starting to wind down. Now, here's what's going to happen tomorrow. There's a little dry patch of air here. It doesn't mean that the humidity is going to drop off. It just means we lower the risk of thunderstorms through the afternoon. Now, if you're south of, say, Dover, maybe in Cape May, you may get a couple because you see them right in here. But overall, this slightly drier air coming in tomorrow diminishes the chance of thunderstorms. But yeah, it's still going to feel like summer around here. If you like that, you're in great shape. So the muggies overnight tonight. We watch the front get back to the west tomorrow. We stay in the southwest flow, so the heat, humidity are here. How about close to 90 degrees through the afternoon? Even when out on 90 on the thermometer, it's going to feel like that with the humidity. So yes, do address accordingly. And then as we go into Wednesday itself, the front pushes through. The good news is we lose the humidity off a northwest wind, but we stay on the warm side. 87 degrees will be your afternoon high. Forecast overnight tonight. Again, clouds, showers now, diminishing temperatures 65 to around 70 degrees for tomorrow. We are expecting 87 to 90 degrees, hazy sunshine through the afternoon, and your 5-day forecast. As we do take a look at it, we do see the temperatures again continue to stay warm. God bless you, Mr. Huddleston. You okay over there?
I'm okay.
Yeah, we heard that. We heard that. And you see the temperatures continuing to be on the warm side. Look at that, right through the week. Friday, Saturday, scattered thunderstorms, and the 9-day trend does show we stay above normal into early next week. Look at this. Really feeling like summertime. 83 Tuesday, 81 Wednesday. That is big picture weather.
The Phillies go for the sweep. Golfer Retief Goosen says, how many of these skins can I reap? And the Eagles say, we're going back to the Super Bowl because we are so darn deep. Who's writing this stuff? It must be Dawn, but it's all coming up in sports. Next.
This Fox 29 program brought to you by Ruby Tuesday with 22 locations in the Philadelphia area.
At most restaurants, shrimp comes with a lemon wedge. At Ruby Tuesday, it comes with a half-pound of beef. The new Surf and Turf Burger, one of 30 famous burgers. Only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed. Looking for a different kind of burger? Then let's talk turkey. Ruby Tuesday's Bacon Jack Turkey Burger, one of 30 famous burgers. Only at Ruby Tuesday. So good, it's guaranteed.
So are we playing Powerball today?
I thought I'd wait till the jackpot got bigger.
What do you mean? It's always big.
It's always big?
Yeah, big. Like millions of dollars big. Yes, millions of dollars big.
Not like millions. You buying?
What do you think?
So, are we playing Powerball today?
Powerball, always a big jackpot. In fact, the jackpot is now $20 million.
I just got Verizon DSL service instead of cable.
And I'm so glad I did. It's $29.95 a month for Verizon.
They doubled the speed, and the price stayed the same.
Verizon DSL is so fast, it's like lightning.
The DSL thing has got me flying.
Verizon Online DSL is twice as fast as before, and it includes all the great features of MSN Premium, something you don't get with Comcast. It's still just $29.95 a month when you sign up for 1 year.
I had a lot of choices,
but I went with Verizon DSL.
Being governor is about
Fighting Phil's going for another series sweep, and for 7 in a row, taking on the Diamondbacks on a hot afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. Corey Lytle with some problems. He had pitched well at times this season, but before you knew it, the Diamondbacks were up 8-1 in this baseball game. Here come those Fighting Phils, though. 5th inning, number 5. Pat Burrell, part of the comeback, and all of a sudden you look up at the scoreboard, and it is now an 8-4 ball game. And the Phillies kept battling back. They had a big bottom of the 9th inning. Chase Utley, what an impressive player he is. He helps the cause. It gets to 10-8. 2 runners are on, 2 outs. Todd Pratt, the potential winning run, but he strikes out, and the Phillies finally lose the game, 10-8. But in the clubhouse, still a lot of optimism.
I hope no one's down after today's game, you know?
the difference in the game was that first inning. And the way I look at it is I made some good pitches, and, you know, those 5 runs were, you know, it's just one of those days that it didn't go our way.
I think we showed a little character coming back. We were down by, what was it, 6 runs. I think that's definitely a positive.
This is a positive. Awesome. High school baseball. The PIAA playoffs. Neshaminy taking on the Public League champions, the Frankfort Pioneers, and Neshaminy gets some offense right there. They get some good pitching. And when it's all done in this PIAA game, Neshaminy is your winner. The guys from Bucks County 5-1 over Frankfort. In Chester County today, the Exelon Invitational gave us great golf moments and a whole lot more. Retief Goosen in this skins format, started by Jim Furyk. And that putt's worth $65,000. They go to the chip-off once again this year, and there he is in the bunker. Retief Goosen got $195,000 here. Most importantly, all sorts of money raised for the Boys and Girls Club. Great job done there. What is going on in the NBA? Lots of local connections here. Temple's Eddie Jones. Oh, at the buzzer. So the lead for Detroit at the half is 5. They're down in the second half to Miami, but the pride of Coatesville, Pennsylvania, Rip Hamilton right there. And right now, Detroit up by 3, 15 seconds to go in that game 7. Well, the Eagles wrapping up their last mini camp this week before the big-time stuff at Lehigh, and Billy V is talking depth.
For rookie players, whether they were drafted in the first round or the last round, these workouts are mostly the same. Try to learn all the complex schemes the Eagles use.
Come out here and play with all these guys, I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and you have the playbook down pat now, right?
You know, everything that we went over, I feel like I know everything that, all the stuff that we went over.
It's more mental than physical since there's no pads on, but Mike Patterson has been able to show the quickness that caused the Eagles to make him their first-round pick.
I see exactly what we drafted. I see great quickness. I see a kid that wants to be coached.
He got a nice first step, and he's got good lower body strength, and he's taking the defense pretty good. That's how I always feel like, if you're fast off the ball, then you're able to do a lot of stuff.
The fact that Corey Simon is holding out of camp means more time on the field for Patterson and for another rookie, Keontae Marshall, who was taken in the last round.
I can't worry about Corey. I guess worry about me. But, if he comes, that'll be another person that I can learn off of, as well as Hollis Thomas and those guys. So just looking forward to whatever's going to happen and happen.
That's a great attitude, whether you were taken in the last round or the first. With the Eagles, I'm Billy V, Fox 29 News.
Great job as always, Billy V. And at the end of July, beginning of August, when it all starts at Lehigh, the 10 o'clock news and Good Day will be all over it.
As well as thousands of fans.
Oh, they'll be
lining
there
up
every day.
Oh, yeah.
Cool
Can't
stuff.
wait.
That's great.
Thanks, Tolly.
And a quick check of the weather. You were going to give us a quick update?
Yeah, severe weather's gone, so things are looking good for tonight. A little warm, but we're in good shape as far as no more problems expected.
Well, a busy night, though, for PECO. We got about 25,000 customers still without service across the area, so I know they're working it overnight. That's it for us this Monday night in our new studio.
Yeah. A current affair is next. Good night, everybody.
A memo went out.